So the question is, can you become an avatar? In my opinion, probably can't. But some very spiritual people may disagree with me. I will go over 5 skills and traits you must have to be labeled an avatar. Being a monk and an airbender, Aang probably practiced meditation every day, so it makes sense as to why he unlocked his chakras so easily. Aang was able to easily open up 6 chakras, but the final one he could not unblock. The final chakra, known as the crown chakra, was the one he had trouble with dealing with because it meant he'd have to give up his love, Katara. Yes, Aang's a simp just like anyone else. Each chakra are like pools of water that spins in a certain direction, and they are associated with certain emotions and tendencies one may have. Clearing a chakra can help release negative emotions, but trust me, you can't activate all of your chakras in a few days. This is not a training arc in shows like Naruto or Bleach. On the other hand, real avatars usually have many lifetimes of doing some form of meditation. Avatars who eventually become saints or highly spiritual people could easily spend over 4 hours every day meditating. The reason why they can do this is because of the fact that they don't waste their life force energy like regular people you see today. Unfortunately, most people in today's society are living from the lower chakras, the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. This means that people mainly care about safety, money, sex, sensual pleasures, or dominating one another. Your personality and consciousness are a clue to which chakras you have active. In Avatar The Last Airbender, past lives are so important in the show. Aang, and even Korra, can get thousands of years worth of knowledge from past avatars by meditating. The older avatars like Roku and Kyoshi both contact Aang to give him advice, whether it's about history of a certain location or if it's about mastering a certain bending technique. Aang has no trouble contacting his past lives. Now, to be called an avatar in real life, it means that you have to be aware of many or all of your lifetimes that you had. Some beings like avatars are afraid of incarnating on planets like Earth because right now we live in a world that's not very spiritual, and even they can get lost in this earthly plane because of how non-spiritual most of the world is. Also, since avatars remember their past lives, they also remember all the pain and suffering they had to face trying to make changes in the world. In this show and in our reality are worlds where most people cannot remember their past lives at all. Besides Aang, the only people who may know of some past lives were probably the air nomads and Iroh of the Fire Nation, since Iroh practiced and embodied spirituality in everything he did until the day he passed on. People in our reality may not even think about past lives because they are so focused on excessive materialism instead of working on themselves every day. We have so much technology, entertainment, that we could disconnect from anything divine, making us ignore our past lives. Also, it can be a blessing not to know everything from our past because of how many traumatic experiences we've had gone through in many lifetimes. The air nomads were able to figure out who the avatar was, and they did it by having children pick out certain toys or objects. The child who picked out the right toys would be known as the avatar because they played with those toys in past lives. Surprisingly, Tibetan monks pretty much do the same thing for each Dalai Lama. And just so you know, the avatar Aang's character is based off of the Dalai Lama you see today. But anyways, instead of having to reincarnate because of unresolved desires, most major avatars are supposed to incarnate when the world is full of darkness and there is no sense of morality in people. They incarnate only to make changes for the earth plane of existence, and in certain astrologers of the past, written down the time and location of their incarnations. An example of this is when King Caesar Augustus was informed that a person being born would bring down his kingdom. Jesus would be born at a certain time and location, and Augustus wanted him to be killed, so he ordered all the men to eliminate newborn babies. Now of course we all know that Aang and the rest of the avatars can use all 4 bending techniques. I've read in one article on fandom.com that said, when the avatar can bend all 4 elements, they become realized, or the term self-realized, which is used in lots of spiritual texts. I can't explain it exactly, but here's the characteristics of a person who is self-realized, coming from the words of the avatar Krishna. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant, nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is someone who is self-realized. This is really hard to understand, but from the information I've gathered, it's like you have this aha moment where you feel a connection with everything around you. Trees, ants, birds, and the food you eat is connected with something higher and more powerful than you'll ever be. I don't recommend people doing any type of psychedelics, but there have been stories of people becoming more conscious and aware of the whole reality from them. Okay, I don't know too much about the spirit world because I watched all of Avatar The Last Airbender, and I didn't watch all of The Legend of Korra. But I hear that in The Legend of Korra, Korra opens up the spirit world so humans and spirits can live in harmony, and pretty much Korra lost the connection to all of her past lives, which is pretty crazy. The avatars in the show and in real life are kind of here for the same purpose. Aang, Korra, and the rest of the avatars are supposed to be a medium between the human and spirit worlds, and in real life it's sort of similar. Avatars in our world are supposed to be a medium between humans and God, the Tao, the universe, nature, whatever higher power or philosophy you believe in. Another thing is that the spirit world of Avatar was inspired by the concept called Astral Plane. The Astral Plane is supposed to be a non-physical world that is close to the physical realm. Avatars are supposed to have the spiritual energy to leave their body and do things like teach beings on the Astral Plane. It takes most people a lot of time to do things on that plane, but some people are always exceptions to this rule. In my own opinion, the Avatar state is equivalent to a person raising their Kundalini energy from the root chakra, raising it up to the crown chakra. Kundalini energy is within everyone, but is locked at the bottom of our spine. Aang didn't listen to the Guru Patik, and he rushed out to help Katara when she was in danger. He developed a serious injury that stopped him from going to the Avatar state. That injury blocked the power from going up the spine into his head area. In practices like Kundalini Yoga, the main goal is to unblock the chakras so your life force energy can flow to the brain and everywhere else. Many unexplainable phenomena happen when you activate or raise this energy, and it can be dangerous if you don't have a teacher. So I said that you can't become an avatar because you may not have dedicated your life or previous lives to becoming one. Technically, I could be very wrong because the Saint Yogananda pretty much says that becoming more godlike or becoming an avatar is everyone's destiny, and being born an avatar means that that person is God in the flesh. And we all are supposed to evolve to that type of being. Even if you don't reach your goal, try to build a practice, read up on topics like this, like meditation and self-realization. You don't need to go out and become a monk because there's so many ways you can reach higher levels of spirituality even with your job and distractions you may have. And this is all I got, you guys. I'm really tired. I'm going to go to sleep. Hope you guys like this video. This is SSJ June signing out. In peace.